Well, man, today's been a day. Let me just say that for one. Um, my daughter um almost jammed her finger in a door, and that scared the living shit out of me because that's actually one of my deepest fears is um like I've had a car door like smash into my two bottom fingers, and I had a friend of mine that actually put his fingers, this was like in the 3rd grade, he put his whole hand in like one of these big wooden doors, and he fractured all 4 of his fingers. Um, so like I don't know, I've always had like PTSD when it comes to like doors and fingers and shit. And I was so mad because it felt like the first time as a dad I failed to protect my daughter. It's like, they're gonna, you know, they're gonna get hurt, shit's gonna happen and stuff like that. Wagsy dude, what's going on, brother? Oracle, good to see you, man. And so I just what a day. Let's just put it that way. What a day. Welcome everybody. It's your boy Vladis. Trying to go without doing the starting soon screen, like I promised. Just starting up completely raw, cold open, as you would say. And yeah, we're here to talk about, hopefully like this live stream, man. Like I am hoping this live stream puts Intrepid back on course with the community. I just had so many people like that come into my live streams, comment on my live streams chat, comments, just seeing Altitude General. And I just feel like this sentiment so far has just been very much not positive. And you see, those are the rough parts of being a dad. Remember, it bothers you so much because of the dad you are. Yeah, no, for sure. I am very much a helicopter parent. I didn't know what that term was, but my mom and my dad were very hands-offish with me. And so like, yeah, I got hurt a lot. You know what I mean? I was not really paid attention to. And I think there's good aspects of that. There's also like negative aspects to that. And I'm trying to be more, let her do shit, but to me, I feel like it's so hard mentally for me to do that. And it's so easy for other parents to do it. I don't get it. Like, I think we're all wired different when it comes to like how we do our kids and stuff like that. Can I sub? If you want, brother, it's up to you. If you want, constant Ashes live streams, if you want to, be in the discussion when it comes to Ashes of Creation and its development, I would definitely sub. It's up to you. I was at first too. Then I realized she needs to be tough and learn stuff on her own. Sometimes it's for it to really sink in. It's just hard to find that line. Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like when it comes to, like, and she's 2, right? She barely turned 2. I'm just very like protective of her in that sense. But of course, at the end of the day, she's gonna have to learn, as she gets up. Let me see. You're freaking gay. Yes. I try not to be negative about Ashes. I'm just interested in compare it to other alpha and beta tests I've been in to get opinions. I think we all do, brother. I think we all do. Like, I mean, I think we're all trying to, figure out, how this alpha test, because this alpha test, when I talk to people in my guild or people that have done alphas in other games, this is far and above completely different and orchestrated completely different than a lot of alpha tests. And then we do have some that are kind of similar, right? You have like PAX Day, you have the Quinfall, you have like other ones or whatever. But I honestly feel like Ashes is very different, and it's hard to like understand its process. And especially as a tester, like there's just so many friction points. There's so many things that like can truly rub you the wrong way and feels like terrible. But most alpha tests are supposed to be terrible in that sense. So it's like how valid, you know, is certain feedback, you know what I mean? And how I feel like, you know, should this feedback be prioritized over this other bit of feedback? You know, I think as testers, right, we just want the most smoothest gameplay loops as possible. And I think in an alpha, that's kind of, you know, especially closed alphas, you know, you're rarely ever going to get that. I think that's like very much like a rare occurrence. Let me see. It's not an alpha. It's alpha / early access. That in my opinion was valid before game came out on Steam, but now not now. And G-Day, how you doing today, Vlad? I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. I guess like Squid, I'm not of that opinion. Because it's labeled early access, we shouldn't, you know, we shouldn't treat it as an alpha anymore. Like early access to me is kind of a useless tag. Because all early access is just making it to a broader audience through Steam. It's just a platform. So like for me, I would just say like, if people want to treat it like as this other thing than what it is, because it is still an alpha, that's fine. I can't control how you think about it, but I think overall, like the process is still, I think, going to be the same. It's still going to be irky. It's still going to be unrefined. It's still going to be a mess. It's still going to be all the things that you would normally find in alphas. And I think really what people are trying to find is this like diamond in the rough. And I think the diamond is the foundation, right? The diamond is the, like, you know, the certain design influences, the things that could potentially be like the future game loops and the future of how these systems will end up at the finish line. But I think so far the obstacle course that we've been on, as far as like, because it feels like a race that, I don't know, just it definitely not a normal one, right? Let me see. I am curious, how does everyone feel about a cash op in an alpha? I'm fine with it because I've played other games that were in early access that had a cash op, you know, like Last Epoch was one, but it was just cosmetic based. So I kind of don't care. Like, to me, what I find to be more egregious, oh my God, I have 52 messages. I think that's like 13 new messages. I gotta go look at that. What's more egregious to me is like in an alpha when they start doing what that one solo developer did, which I completely get because he's literally one dude. But as soon as you start putting like, you know, pay to win, a bunch of pay to convenience items, or a bunch of pay to convenience, like, oh, this system is really terrible unless you buy like the $20 expansion pack for it, and then the system's amazing, right? So it's like we purposefully burden you with a shit system so you can buy the solution in our shop. That's the shit I don't like. When it's cosmetic based, I can give two shits. I don't care about cosmetics, but that's just me. I know some people do care, and that's fine. I know you talked about it, but we got to keep hammering it. We need legit community GMs to help moderate the servers in there. No, I completely agree. I completely agree. I don't think we should keep silent about it. Like, I think if that's still something that the community wants, you shouldn't be silent about it, right? You should keep speaking out and say like live GMs would be an absolute godsend right now, especially with the amount of people botting, and especially in the most predictable areas too. Like you're probably going to see on my stream as we go throughout my mining journey, bots, you know, because where I usually go in Jova, there's bots usually like always around this area here, down this area here. Like I've seen a shit ton of bots like over here. Like, again, any natural player is going to come across bots, like absolutely no issue. Like that happens all the time. Let me see. Here's what I mean. Look at all the other early access games that were successful, and what made them successful. It was their daily transparency and communication to quell the pain points. I completely agree. And this is why I think this live stream is extraordinarily important for the future of brand new early access people. This is their first post, you know, live stream of how this company is going to communicate to its players. If the company is tone deaf in not understanding the pain points, not understanding the things that are have been plaguing players since the holiday season, that's going to be extremely bad, and it's going to feel very tone deaf. And I hope, just like all you guys, that they do address every single game point issue. Outside, because we've been hearing so much about RMT, about botting. That's been a huge discussion. I'm very sick of it personally. Like, I mean, bro, like, we all know it's an issue. We all know it needs to be fixed. I'm more concerned right now about game issues. You know what I mean? And I understand that, botting does affect a lot of the game systems, but there's still systems that need extraordinarily amount of work. You see, this is not happening with Ashes for better or worse. They are unapologetically doing their thing, for better or worse. Yeah. And like I said, and I think this is something that we need to keep hammering, right? If you feel like communication or the lack of this transparency is an issue, and then we need something in between these monthly live streams, right? And this is where I think the Alpha 2 news is a great place to quell the times that aren't a monthly live stream, right? If there is sensitive issues, if there are things that people are addressing. But I understand that the community also, like, if you look at like what the big issue is to, engage, you'll come up with like 9 different systems that are all like really big issues to a bunch of different people. And I know as a company to address every single one of them is kind of like unrealistic, but to say like, we're listening, to say that, hey, we're paying attention and we see the various big issues, i.e. like, PvP, the fact of, hunting being a big thing, the fact that people can't make, magical gear easy, like stuff like that. I think that would be really good. Zen, thank you so much for the subs, man. Thank you. Gifted to Juru and to Goat Mother. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Is there still a rampant bot problem? Oh yeah. You see, I think cosmetics are fine. They should add a toggle to turn them off client side, so those who prefer off can do so. Yeah, I completely agree. I think that would be a beautiful thing to do if they did that. Same, I'd be surprised if they allow for community GMs, but it's something we desperately need. I completely agree. And I would still fight for it. I know they said in beta, but if we can get it sooner, why the fuck not? Follow up, do you consider this alpha or EA? I think there's a big difference in my opinion. I don't. I think they're kind of the same. Because when I look at Baldur's Gate 3 and when they came out in early access, because Baldur's Gate 3 was in early access for 3 years, I look at that first month and that was definitely alpha. So you can label it early access, but what you had was literally them working, or you were paying for just to do a sample size of 1 chapter in a whole 5 chapter story, basically, with very limited characters. That's an alpha to me. Like, to me, I don't really consider them 2 different things. You know what I mean? Like, all early access is just a label that Steam has. That's it. You have to go by what the company is calling it. That's what I say. As Taylor, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. Yeah, I will go ahead and hydrate myself. Thank you. Have you seen one of the devs saying farming bots could get you banned? I like the game. If they do that, I will unequivocally become a hater. Unbelievably stupid take. They need to immediately address. No, basically they said that you can kill the bots for sure, but they are saying that you shouldn't loot them. Because those bots, again, especially when that those items were basically gained illegally through non-human gameplay, like those are tainted goods. So if you want to go and do the crate thing and kill bots like all day, every day, you can do that. But they just don't want you to loot the stuff because that stuff hasn't been gathered by anyone real, which, now hearing about it, I kind of agree. Those aren't something that was obtained legally in the game. First time I ever did the gift thing, random gifts to whoever, I don't know. Well, Zen, thank you so much for the support anyway, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was never really a Twitch viewer myself. I found the whole gifting ecosystem to be really, really crazy. So, you see, I bought AOC, but refunded it. I like it so far, but I don't know if it's too early to get a real opinion. I will only, play 2 hours, but love it. But so far I love it. I mean, honestly, Chop, like the game right now needs so much fucking work. And this is why I wasn't for going to early access. because I think the majority of players, I would rather their first time experience be something more meaningful. And ooh, got the gold. 2 gold. Let's go. 80 silver, man. 2 gold. 50 silver. Sorry, I completely derailed my conversation right now. Nice. Okay. Let me see. I'm also very concerned that there's very little effort to take that takes to say, for example, hey guys, we see this as an issue and things are being addressed or talked about internally to see what direction we take. No, I completely agree. Like, and again, like they haven't really done that in my opinion in the Alpha 2 general. They have done that regarding botting and RMT and the ban wall for sure. But as far as game issues, like I don't think they've done that. But I hope they do that during this monthly live stream. That to me is kind of like their last lifeline in this month. Let me see. It is logical. Why couldn't a person launder materials under the guise of bot killing? It looks sus if you are killing the exact same bot over and over. I guess because we were kind of hopping about. Like if you think it's logical to kill a bot and loot their items, like I said, I would be wary about it personally. Like if you want to go and loot, you know what I mean? Like right now, like in my opinion, they're not doing, you know, I wouldn't say a great job, but I mean, they're doing a better job than a lot of multi-billion-dollar companies do. But if you want to go and loot the shit, loot it. Like if I'm going to go and kill bots, I probably won't loot it because I just don't want my account to be in jeopardy because of a fucking bot loot. But if you want to do it to your heart's content. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't recommend it is what I'm saying. Hold on one second. Let me see. Their first chapter was complete with almost every system implemented. Their early access was for finding bugs and funding the rest of production and player feedback. Yeah, I think not. Like they're still, I feel like this is still kind of their first chapter, in my opinion. We still have a shit ton of things, like, you know, worried about to do. Let me see. Are you kidding me? You said they were doing a better job than some AAA companies. I mean, there's some AAA companies that don't even ban. They don't even worry about it. Like, I mean, and there's some that like, they don't even ban the amount that you would think would be sufficient, really. I mean, yes, there's companies who do, but there's a lot of companies that don't give a shit. They'll just let them do whatever the fuck and get away with it. Let's see, I think it's messing up to get a ban because I killed and looted a boy, whether I knew it was a bot or not. It's an alpha, and they aren't fixing the problem. Well, they're trying to fix it, but it's like, again, like if you go and look up like how, if you were RMTing or if you're doing this botting thing and you are banned, you can literally just buy another account. Like that's literally the thing that just come out with today. They were talking about ban evasion, and they said it's not against TOS that a banned player can't buy another account. Because at the end of the day, like through hardware bans, through this ban or whatever ban, those players, if they want to come back, they will find a way to come back. And my take is, I would rather make it as difficult as possible and as frustrating as possible for them to come back. Because if you are the person that's like, you know, a person that doesn't really RMT or doesn't really bot and you just bought it to see if you can get away with it and you got fucked, well, you got fucked. And that person should be banned, and that person should be hardware banned, Steam banned, or whatever banned. And, you know, then they're kind of like SOL. But don't kid yourself. There are so many ways for a nefarious party to get access to a game they're banned from. Like, let's not, you know, live in a romance land of nonsense. Like, they will come back. And I feel like as long as they can put up a fight is what I think we all want. But I think people are being very unrealistic in thinking that there's going to be a solution or there's going to be like no more bots in our game, when that's just a very unrealistic expectation, in my opinion. Like, you're never going to fully eliminate all bots everywhere all the time. Like, that's just not going to happen. This will be me because I loot the piles all the time. Just picked up 2 blue. What if, oh, so he basically said, what if you kill a boy and leave the loot? Then poor level 6 Randy or Rona comes along and loots it, not knowing better than gets banned. Again, I don't know their policy regarding it. I just know what Roshan said, and what Roshan said in general chat is it's very discouraged to loot the bodies. So for me as a content creator, someone who wants to not jeopardize their account, I'm not going to do it. If you want to do it, you can do it to your heart's content. I'm just letting you know there is risk associated with it. That's it. Because if Roshan said that, and if he would have said it differently, like, oh yeah, go ahead and kill the bots and loot all their shit, no problem. Well, that would have been a thing to say, right? And I would have been like, all right, cool. But to me, there is sort of a sanctity they're trying to preserve because it's a live service game. And I think they're trying to have it both ways with, it's an alpha, but it's also a live service game. And those two conflicting ideologies clash all the fucking time. So, you know, WoW doesn't even give a shit. SFK Rogue's trying to re-enter an instance. Well, that's what I mean, right? Like, WoW till this day, 20 something years later, still has crazy amount of bots. You just don't see it because the way they bot more efficiently in that is through instances, through dungeons. You see some bans, some ignore. Others you let buy gold directly from them. Well, that's what I mean. Like, I would rather, again, you start buying the buyers. Like, focus on RMT. Focus on, because that's where the bots are coming from. The bots are coming from the armentiers that are supplying the coffers to then sell gold. And if you have a community that, you know, is buying gold, right, from like dads or whoever, and they're getting away with it, they're not going to have any fear. And if you were to, you know, provide that fear, it's going to make those casual dads not even want to attempt, you know what I mean? Which, that's a good thing. And sorry, just put these up real fast. Okay. Slate, probably will put that in the auction house. I agree they shouldn't RMT, but casual dads will be getting this game within 6 months, to be honest. Well, I mean, if they're quitting because they're buying gold, then to me, fuck them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but if they're quitting because of the game and how grindy it is, well, I don't think they were ever going to really like this game. Like, if they needed RMT to circumvent the grind, when the grind is probably one of the main things about the game, they probably weren't going to like the game anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think if you cheat, you should get fucked, personally. Like, whether you're exploiting, duping, buying gold, like, I don't want you here, personally. But if you just legitimately don't like the game because it's a very old school game in nature, because there's a lot of grind, there's a lot of negative aspects to the game as far as, like, you know, death, XP debt, you know, things that are just, you know, old school in nature kind of thing. Let me see. They need to use various methods to enforce the bans. No buy, other account IP bans, a machine, credit card, info ban, etc., etc. Yeah, like, I agree. I think they should do every single method that they can possibly do to ban the player. But it's even doing all of those things, you're still going to have those nefarious players circumvent it. And I think those people are, to me, the real issues. Like, I think if you were looking to a pie chart of, like, the nefarious professional RMTers in the game and the casual person that may download an add-on to bot in a game, that slice is way the fuck smaller than the 98% slice of the professionals. You know what I'm trying to say? So again, I still want them to do it. I still want them to pay the price for sure. But I think it's going to be an uphill battle no matter what. And I think players are ultimately going to find themselves in a disappointment because they think that, oh, Intrepid's supposed to just take bots out overnight and we don't see bots anymore and they took care of it. Now we can move on to the next issue. I think bots from this point forward will always be an issue in Ashes of Creation. Just like how in World of Warcraft, bots have been an issue since vanilla to now. Like that's just a reality. So, and there might be certain things that they have to do in the game to make it worse for us. You know, I've been hearing people say that they would want bind on pickup items, bind on equipped items, because that'll force a lot of RMT to change in its nature. But I personally don't want that, you know, but I mean, Intrepid might make some hard decisions that we don't like. I don't know. Let me see, grinding and punishing aren't the same. Casual dad can grind. They can't be arbitrarily punished because systems are bad. Well, I mean, and again, this is made for a generation of gaming that doesn't exist anymore. It definitely does. Everybody that I've seen in Ashes of Creation is 35 plus. Everybody that's 35 plus, like even 40 plus, they were playing the hardcore punishing games of the 2000s, which was like Final Fantasy 11, Ultima Online, Arcade, Lineage 2, like all of those had systems that were punishing. So I don't know. I kind of don't agree with that. I mean, you might be young yourself, but don't kid yourself. There's still a bunch of old people like myself that, you know, still look back at those games. So I started gaming back in MMOs in 1999. Exactly. So I don't know. Let me see. We normalize buying gold as cheating. Yo, glad to see you streaming. Yeah, man. Thank you for coming by and just having chats with me. I really appreciate it. Let me see. We do need casual dads. Or we do need casuals, and I do understand the take on punishment for cheating. Yeah, no, like I'm a pro banner. I'm a pro making fear in the community when it comes to doing certain shit that you know you shouldn't do. But I also understand the laxness that these other companies you may be coming from. Like if you have other MMOs that you've been playing for the past 10 or 15, 20 years that are very lax. You'll only get a punishment. Maybe you'll only get suspended for a week, maybe a month, but a permanent ban? Who the fuck does permanent bans nowadays? You know what I mean? And if you do get permanently banned, well, you just fucking start all over. But I think also, if I were to have my account in WoW permanently banned, like my sink cost fallacy of everything, every achievement, every transmog that I've gotten, every mount that I've gotten, like that's going to be super detrimental to me. But an alpha that really doesn't have any weight right now, that's why no one cares, because it's like, well, I'm not really attached to this particular account. Because it's testing. But once we get into launch, once we get into something that's actually more tangibly real, because this is all Fugazi right now, this is going to go away. It can be wiped in a couple of months. Like this doesn't really matter. What we're doing right now doesn't matter. But once it launches, then people are going to see this game a lot differently. And if bans and permanent bans are still happening, I think that's where it's really going to start taking off. Hopefully. Let me see, if you're making crates and burning time killing bots, so you should be able to keep whatever they drop. They're off base on this one. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I don't care. Like, loot the fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm basically saying that in an alpha test, who fucking cares? Right now, people are fucking still duping. They're still like doing shady shit. Like, I kind of don't care because it's a fucking alpha. This game's already broken as it is. In my opinion, this whole phase that we're in is pretty much cooked. Like, economy's kind of ruined. Like, who cares? Like, if they're looting bots, like, to me, it's not the end of the world. We have bigger issues happening afoot. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'm just relaying what I heard officials say. That's all I'm saying. I don't see a way of them doing subclasses, housing, cities, sieges, 2 biomes, and improve the current ones in just 1 year by launch. Neither do I, Vismar. I don't. This is why I've been saying for the past couple of days that I really think that, you know, it's not going to happen this year. I think beta at the earliest might be the summer, like June of next year at the earliest, at least in my mind personally. Let me see. I'm too invested in my no subscription account. I don't want to lose it. Well, to me, I am invested in this account. I've personally have bought, oh my God, like, since I've been here since 2021, I've this because I paid $375 for my pre-order pack in 2021. I then purchased a bunch of different skins, cosmetics, ships, mounts. So my account is probably worth over $1,000. Like, no joke. Probably less than that, to be honest, maybe 800. So I don't want to lose my shit, even in an alpha, because if your account is permanently banned right now, I don't get any of the shit I paid for. So yeah, like I don't want to fuck that up. You know what I'm saying? Mark Stotzy, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you, thank you. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far, man. Now I wish I had given you my referral code. Yeah. No, it's all good, man. I don't want to lose my shit, you know. So for me, an alpha is not a time to like risk that shit. And to me, it's not gonna even matter, you know, when the game actually goes live, because that's where it's really gonna fucking matter to me. And I don't like doing that shit. Like, I've bought a WoW token when because I've been playing WoW for so long, and I literally did it not even for cheating. I just did it to fucking raid. Like, I bought consumables, I bought food, I bought potions, like I bought that shit. You know what I mean? Just to sustain me. And so, yeah, I you know, I don't like doing that shit. Second, again, just because you looted on stream doesn't mean that you can't know that it was duped. I'd like to see the interaction, but also on the Intrepid side, would you let dupe materials just go around the game? I'd rather stop that shit in its tracks. I mean, me too, but I feel like right now the whole phase is kind of cooked. I think if anybody's trying to play to some kind of sanctity, you're kind of mistaken at this point. And so I'm of the opinion right now, whatever the player can do to have fun in this test, let them do it. Like, and what I mean by that is things that are like more legally in the game, right? Like, if you see a player, whether it's a bot or not, fucking kill it. You know, if you want to loot it, loot it. I'm not trying to advocate for like exploiting or duping or anything like that. What I'm just saying is, like, if people want to go around, kill bots and loot their shit, like, why the fuck not? Like, again, we still need testers playing, and I feel like the drop off, I'll just be honest with you, in February, in the month of February, you're going to see less than 10,000 concurrent players online, like 100%. So why not just let players do stuff legally in the game, and let them have fun? It's a test anyway. Like, it doesn't really matter at the grand scheme of things. Hi back. Let me see, what foods and ashes are you looking for? Maybe I can cook it. Bro, I have not even paid attention. I am a miner, I am a lumberjack, and I am a metal worker and a lumber miller. So I know probably food with like metalworking and lumber milling, maybe I could try out, but like, I haven't even thought about that stuff, to be honest with you. Mine is banned right now, and due to Intrepid receiving mass reports for camping out pride mounts, some guild maliciously reported me and my buddy, knowing full well we were legit players, and it sucks. I mean, if you have proof, you know what I mean? Like, I think you should be able to appeal it and just, you know, hit up support. I know right now support's kind of swamped with all the freaking bots and RMT and shit, but if you knew you were doing it legitimately, like, you know, they should be able to look at that. You know what I'm saying? What's your take on the crafting system? I feel like it's over complex and drawn out. Wish more gear was dropped. Not farming, not an end game. I feel like crafting right now needs it's such a multifaceted, there's so many multifaceted problems with crafting. For one, I think the fact of how grindy it is to level is kind of dumb, but I think crafting needs to be almost like an extension of processing at this point. The fact that you have to individually create every item one by one, click by click, is really stupid. Imagine doing that in processing. Who the fuck would want to do that? So why are we having to do that with crafting? Crafting should be an extension of processing, in my opinion. That's the first thing. Second thing is there needs to be ranks within recipes. So if you're choosing to repeatedly make one individual recipe of an item, then there needs to be some kind of ranking to make it feel like you are now a rank. There's 5 ranks, let's say, out of a recipe. And because you made this particular item 100 times, now you can make the rank 3 version of this item. And now you can make it cheaper, better, more durability, better stat allocation, whatever. Like, that's another thing that needs to happen. So that way there's actual choose, even though that this item is the least amount of materials required in order for you to level, well, now that ranks are in the thing, now it's going to be a little bit different, because it's like, well, man, wouldn't I rather have this particular recipe ranked higher so I can sell it or do shit with other players with that? You know what I'm saying? So that to me is another thing that they need to do with crafting. The other thing about crafting too is that I feel like a lot of the tier 2 recipes are way too rare, in my opinion. I wanted them to be rare, but I think their drop rate is kind of a little insane. Now, tier 3, I want them to be a little bit more prestigious, to be honest with you, because this is a game that's supposed to have a little bit more longevity in the grand scheme of things. And I'm not trying to balance this so much for an alpha. I'm trying to think more long-term in the success of the completeness of the game. But yeah, crafting, like I said, I can keep going on and on and on about crafting. I have, like I said, if I can talk to the econ guys at Intrepid, goddamn, I would talk to them for hours, just because there's just so much shit that I would want to talk about crafting wise. So you go to SFK/Hellfire Dungeons, you'll see countless bots in WoW, then you can count in Ashes. Last I recall, there was 37 plus outside of Hellfire Dungeons, rogues trying to enter and re-enter. Yeah. Oh, Slim Jim, thank you so much for the raid. So sorry about that. Slim Jim Tim. Thank you. Guys, welcome. Hi, my name is Vladis. I stream Ashes of Creation content exclusively, and I talk every day here on stream on YouTube and Twitch about Ashes of Creation, its current issues, problems, things I love, things I don't love, all about Ashes. So if you are a lover of Ashes of Creation, you came to the right place. Let me see, but crafters make the best shit. I mean, and they're supposed to make the best shit. And this is why I want tier 3 recipes to be a little bit more rarer and a little bit more sought after. I don't want them to drop nothing, you know what I mean? They should be more rare. And I think people should take pride in having a tier 3 recipe on the server, because again, you have to think of the long-term effects of holding those T3 recipes. And so I don't mind if those are a little bit more gate kept within the guild or even the higher server community. But that's how it should be. Let me see. Much love. I appreciate the rate from the other day. I watched you on YouTube a lot. Oh, well, thanks, man. Very much appreciated, man. Thank you. Let me see. Yeah, I'm a level 40 cook, and I make food. I spent 40 minutes crafting 10 different items to craft one item. Yeah, like I said, the whole cooking side of things is just utter madness, and this is why I kind of didn't do crafting this time around, because I would rather just gather, and I'd rather just process, because it's just more efficient, and it doesn't feel like I'm wasting my time, because crafting right now definitely feels like a time waster, and not in a good way. So you see, I don't know, or I don't care about bots at the moment, but they do need to show they can handle them by launch. I just hope they have a huge update by the end of the month, or the bots will be the only ones playing. Well, I feel like bots are going to continue to be an issue when New World launch. I remember within the first couple of months in New World, they did a ban wave in New World with 8,000 players. This has been documented on MMO, MMO sites and everything like that. Again, I know some people have this fantasy of Intrepid getting rid of bots, and bots aren't an issue, but bots will continue to be a thing, and all Intrepid needs to do is just do their ban waves, put in the bot detection, and make it, just harder and harder for bots to bot in this game. But also, I think they just need better bot detection to just try, because I think there's a reason why a lot of these multi-billion-dollar companies do ban waves instead of just 1Z, 2Z as they see them per day, ban them. And I think I'm for a more multi-prong approach of, if you're going to have live server GMs, those ones can be the 1Z, 2Z that they see throughout their shift. And then you do the broader ones that maybe they don't see or they don't recognize or whatever. And that comes later. Like, I think that's what I'm more for, is the fact that I think what really kind of upsets players is a couple of things. First one is, why the hell is Vale stealing all my mines, number one. But honestly, number two is that you're seeing all of the same bot names. Like, you see like the same people, right? And you're like, why is this guy not banned yet? Like, I reported him and it's been like 2.5 weeks and it's the same person still like stealing your mines or stealing your trees or whatever, right? Like, I think that's ultimately like the reasoning why it feels so transparent in Ashes, and it can be so hidden in other MMOs, because other MMOs have a lot of instancing, which is like World of Warcraft, right? That's kind of its big issue there with like botting. So you don't really see bots out in the world, because really in World of Warcraft nowadays, the world's meaningless. Like, everything that's worth your salt is in dungeons. So that's why whenever you're just doing your normal shit, you don't really see like botting, but sometimes you do. And sometimes you see balti boxing. Sometimes you'll see things like that. But in a lot of like theme park games, instancing is where bots usually hang out. If you don't have instancing, just like in Ashes right now, you see them out in the world, and the world does matter in Ashes, which is why you see a lot of bots. Yeah, I don't have a vid or pics of me playing during that. During that, I got banned. While offline, I wasn't even playing. But the last thing I did, I knew they were upset because we out DPS them. I'm guessing you're just talking about like people trying to take your protector's pride spot. Let me see. Fupo, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let me see. Game's completely dead now. Bots are 3/4 of the player base. I don't know, man. Like, the game does not feel dead to me yet. At least on Shoal. I go to Jova all the time, and there's always a shit ton of people on Shoal. So I don't think the game is as dead as people think. I think what is more realistic is that people are just upset with the state of the game. So they transfer that negativity to botting and think that that's the scapegoat of why they're quitting. But I think it's okay to say that you're quitting because the game just sucks right now. Like, it's totally fine to say that. And for a lot of the systems, it's very fucking true. But don't, say like, oh, I'm quitting because the bots or whatever. Like, bro, like, bots are going to be a thing, man. You know what I mean? Like, if you're quitting the game or if you're trying to take a break, it's because the systems in your eyes is just not up to snuff. And I hope, and hopefully in this next patch or the next major patch, that we get a lot of the issues resolved. Like, that's what I want. Let me see. Make a crate, drop a crate, open crate, don't take it. The bot will take it, and the PvP flag, and then you just PvP them for their loot. Yep, that's what people have been doing. Must be nice. I'm on Resna. It feels like shit dead. Well, yeah, I didn't. Polar's here on Shoal now, so I think they're called Ice Bear. But yeah, I mean, Verra's dead from what I hear. Resna's dead. But Shoal, I mean, I see a shit ton of people on Jova every single day. I played a little bit early this morning, and it was so laggy because there were so many fucking people in Jova. Like, I'm like, bro, like, this is ridiculous. Let me see. Yeah, it's been a week, or it's been last week since Monday. Tick system is so slow. I have to close on 400 hours, no bans on Steam. But I get people don't know me and it wasn't doing anything wrong. Yeah, and I think if once they look at your ticket and they kind of reevaluate the situation, like, if you didn't do anything wrong, I'm pretty sure you'll get unbanned. There was people like that went to Reddit actually and said, hey, I think I was falsely banned. I never did anything right. And then Steven was like, send me your account or send me your logs and I'll look it over myself. So, I mean, just give them time, man. Because I know right now they're very inundated by all of the shit that's been going on with RMT and botting right now. Oh, and WoW, you can just kill the bots in most of the world. Retail doesn't have much of a bot problem, but Classic does. Just outside of any small town with an innkeeper and kill all the bots as they run by. Well, I think it's because if you're playing on a PvP server, yeah, you can just kill the bots. But I would assume that if you're doing botting, wouldn't you want to do it on PvE servers? That way you don't get messed with. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I'm quitting because I don't want to grind T3 just to be wiped. There are no sieges, so the world just feels stuck. No housing to take care of. Yeah, completely agree. I'm doing it. Or I'm not doing T3, but my goal right now is to hit level 25 and to make Radiant gear. And so I am 70% in my level 19, and then I can start working to make my pedal shard accessories. And that's what I want to do. And my goal is to make at least heroic pedal shard equipment. Like that's my goal, is to make heroic at least. And I think I'm doing pretty good as far as doing that. We'll see. Let me see. 8,000 bots for the first month in New World is way less percentage than 2,000 bots in AOC. That is the difference. I understand, because in New World, there was almost 1 million players at launch, right? And New World, you know, had a lot of bots when it came to fishing and everything like that. But what I am saying is that bots are always an issue in every single MMO. No MMO has ever tackled botting to this perfected degree that players are expecting from Ashes of Creation. And I think it's a fool's errand just to assume that an indie company like Intrepid, a startup more realistically, is going to handle a botting issue to the degree that players want and the efficiency they want it, when multi-billion-dollar companies can't do it. Like what are we really asking for? I think we're asking for the impossible, in my opinion. So that's my thing. Let me see. Well, they grief the server from what I hear. Should expect it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like bots are, you know, I don't think bots are particularly griefing the server. I just think it's because you see so many of them. Players are mostly griefed by just seeing them around. Let me see. Shoal popping it. Shoal popping it feels like it as well. Yeah, like I feel like Shoal's been pretty popping myself. Non PvPers spend probably 100, 200x the amount of PvPers spend on items. That's why bots risk the PvP servers. That's good to know. I would assume like they would probably go PvE servers, but yeah, well then go kill those bastards. You know what I mean? If you can go kill the bots, go kill them. You may see bots aren't an issue in OSRS for Iron Man. Let me see. I never played AOC. I don't know if I will, unless PvP is fun and fair. Well, fun and fair is a very loaded statement right there. Because that could be like, was Arcage PvP fun and fair? Like, and most people would say that Arcage's PvP was fun, but if you're constantly getting, three people ganging up on your solo gameplay, I mean, that's not particularly fair. But I'm not trying to look at it in every little mini lens like that. I would say that that's the goal, right? I don't think Ashes of Creation is trying to be purposefully unbalanced, but I don't think Ashes of Creation is also trying to balance around a 1v1 level either. I think Ashes of Creation is trying to balance its classes by group, right? By all 8 archetypes. Fun fact, yes, they are a group Iron Man is filled with botters, especially those filthy green helmets. I think it's green helmet. Let me see. Honestly, bots aren't really an issue outside of inflating gold prices, but that balances itself out. Well, really, I feel like a lot of bots doesn't inflate it. I feel like it deflates. I mean, doesn't it do that? Or maybe I'm just not an economist. Let me see. I'm a level 25 bard. On Shoal, got pedal shard and rare, and then started a ranger. He is level 17 and now starting a cleric, just getting kind of bored. Yeah, I think a lot of people are getting very bored. You know, like I think if I do manage to hit level 25 and I have like radiant gear, and because I don't know what I'll do outside of that. Like once I get that, there's not really much to do right now. So I think what I was kind of thinking is just like, well, now that I got my fighter to this level, I was actually thinking of potentially playing a class that I never played before. And I was thinking, should I play a cleric? Should I play a bard? Should I play a tank? And just kind of see from that perspective of like those classes. But I would rather see like, and I don't know when they're going to put up the new talent trees with the ranks on them, because I'm hoping when they do that, they'll put in the maybe new passives or abilities, or maybe just like reworks to the class. Because I would rather play the reworked tank or the reworked cleric than what the classes are currently at. Because I feel like tank right now, it just isn't in a good spot. Took me some hours to get NVIDIA drivers and Proton working, but after it seems to be working easily. Oh, I guess I'm sorry. I came on into little conversation. They said last stream they don't balance for 1v1, they balance for groups. Yes, they do. They definitely balance for groups. All I know is my copper sells for a lot more at the moment. Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, honestly, like I remember in World of Warcraft, like the more bots there were, the cheaper my potions and everything were. Like the cheaper everything was, like for me. I feel like yeah, it kind of sucks if you're trying to make gold for sure. But I feel like markets regulate like all the time. You know what I mean? Like I think it's kind of to think that is like a market can be like very good, right? Like any market, especially, it's always going to end up being volatile eventually, right? You're going to have your ups and downs. And so I think people would rather have those ups and downs with the player's behavior doing that rather than bot behavior doing that. But I just, again, I think it's very unrealistic to say that bots are just never going to be an issue in Ashes of Creation. Like, I think they will continue to be an issue. Like 100%. Yeah, it's weird how AOC printing or pricing is working the opposite to every other MMORPG. It makes no sense. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. It feels like different in this game for some reason. Maybe on Shoal it's different. Maybe it's different like in other servers. I don't know how other servers are when it comes to pricing. Shabazz, dude, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. I think it's because people are asking for more gold because they expect that people have it. Like an epic short, we're going for 300 gold on Verra at the moment. Yeah, like I said, when I started seeing the prices of the Radiant gear, I was like, I'll just try to make that shit myself. Like, you know, like, or I'll see what I can do to like buy it, right? So I'll just like go and gather and, you know, the fuck. It's a ghost basalt. Oh, like Jesus. Because the arm tiers are buying them for that. Probably. I mean, because then you have I make about 40 gold today out fishing. Damn, dude. On Shoal I can craft white gray plate after processing, etc. for 2 gold, and people sell white pieces for like 14 gold bananas. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I don't know, like I have like, and I can go and mine a bunch. So, and this is also why I want like the freaking gathering talent trees, man. Like I really want like artisan talent trees so fucking bad. Like, and I don't know where they are on that, but damn, like I feel like that's going to be so huge. It's just something that we don't have yet. Let me see. I hope we can get some new stuff in March. Bro, I hope we can get some new stuff next week. Like, dude, that's like saying like, oh, I wish we get new stuff in June. Like, bro, I want the here and now. Like, I want fucking something soon. Like, in this patch that they've been currently showing us on PTR, like, I hope it fleshes out into something substantial. Like, I hope this, because I was kind of a little upset today we didn't get any kind of update. Like, usually like at 11 a.m. my time, they say, hey, we're putting up the PTR. Here's some more changes to the, to the PTR update notes or whatever. And we didn't get that. So I was like, oh my God, another day of nothing. And so I was just really, really, really wanting like something to happen. And it just feels like we've just been getting short end of the stick lately, which sucks. Have you ever crafted a full set of Radiant gear? I have not. And honestly, I'm not even trying to get like, I'm fine with tier 1. Like whatever tier 1 is, like I'm totally fine with it. I don't need anything crazy. I don't need the item level 26 or 29. Like I am totally fine making a basic ass bitch Radiant set. The only thing I want is the petal shard accessories. But I don't care what I'll get the fucking, what is it? The glory bound longsword and the glory bound longbow. Like, I think that's the tier 1 shit, right? The PTR content seems underwhelming. So far it does. I'm very underwhelmed with the changes that they have so far to the game. And that's what I'm hoping with. Like, people are talking about March and I'm like, bro, I'm trying to flesh out this current patch that we have, man. Like, we need to fix sports fishing. We need to fix like fishes going out of bounds. Like, we have so many systems that need fixing right now. Like, it's wild. Like, it's so wild. They should do Rust admin camo and have a few admins stream catching cheaters/bots that players catch and give the names of cheaters/bots, give them some tools. Hell, I do that for free. Yeah, I said yesterday on my stream I would. Oh, speaking, look at this dude. You see it? Like, I can tell within a minute, with literally a minute, if a person's a bot. Because if you're a bot, all you're going to do, or if you're a real player, you're going to get on your mount and you're going to fucking go somewhere. Like, and look, it's so easy. Like, it's so easy to spot these people. It's not hard. What is his name? Boise? Let me see. But yeah, like, they're not going to do it. Like, I want them to do it, but I don't think they're going to give me access. Like, even as a content creator, I'd want access. Like, like I said, I would do it on stream. I would not do it at any other time. But I feel like, imagine the kind of recourse, right? Like, if I was given the privilege to ban people, I feel like the community would be very much in a backlash of like, why are these streamers getting these privileges or these GM privileges? Like, how do we know that they're not going to abuse it? How do we know? You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, there's so many bad actors. There's so many people that are spiraling in negativity. Like, I think Intrepid just doesn't want that kind of, you know, of just backlash, right? Even if it's for an actual good, even if it's for like a real good purpose, like, I feel like players just wouldn't be able to handle it. Let me see. This is not really meant to be aggressive. I'm trying to understand your point. But how could you say you want more content when you haven't consumed the current content? What's the current content? I mean, I'm being that seriously. Like, what in your mind is the current content to do? And I will give you my answer. Crafting your gear. But I have been. If you look at my storage, I've been saving a bunch of my heroic materials to create my petal shard necklace. I've been making my ingots. I've been doing my stuff. And that's all I've been doing. So, like, even though I haven't gotten them all and hit the craft button or traded them, like, that's literally the prep I've been doing. I've been playing since phase 1 and 2. Like, I've done all the POI grind. I've done, you know, I think I would love to do more PvP, but I mean, right now, like, even level 25s can't do the Harbinger event because the Harbinger event's busted. So there isn't really content to particularly experience. You know what I'm saying? Vladis, I do say I actually want fishing going out of bounds. Today I had a large fish. Okay, Pockets. I'm not gonna. You lost me when you said I want fish to go out of bounds. Like, I'm not even gonna. Okay, bro. You do you, brother. You do you. If they give that kind of power to anyone from Polar, I would uninstall the game and never look back. Well, that's what I mean, right? Like, and who would be like the trusted content creators? Because I feel like, in my mind, I can think of a couple of people, but then people in the community could be like, no, that person shouldn't get it, this person should get it, and it'd be like this pointing of a finger kind of thing. And I just don't think Intrepid wants to just deal with it. Weedball, I'd rather get banned from a live streamer than an automated system, because if you went to me when you saw the Pride Mount farm I was doing, you'd be like, oh yeah, player not bot, could have punished the false. Well, I think maybe like if you were selling a bunch of Protector's Prides to people, like, I think that could have been a thing where you were basically buying from people that were potential RMTers. And it's like, in some cases, like, how do you know if you're trading to someone who's an RMTer, right? If you're getting gold from someone who is actual, like, from an RMTer account, right? Like, and I feel like sometimes you do, though. It's a very fine line, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, it can be very gray in that area, I will say. Let me see. We have a gathering guild that does literally nothing but gather and craft. That code would wreck a guild that focuses on gathering and crafting. Oh, you have to read it because it explains why it's a good system as it is. No, Pockets, I don't have to read it. Either you agree with me or you don't, and you don't. So I don't want to have a discussion on as to why you think going out of bounds and fish, because to me it is a very dog crap thing for the game to do. And I, again, in a game, or like not even a game, if you're holding a fishing pole, you should be able to reel it in. If something's going out of bounds, you don't just sit there and do nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, the whole going out of bounds shit is just as ridiculous as having to jump in the water to get your fish. Like, they're both dumb. Like, literally dumb. So, I don't know. It's just not. Let's see, I'm adding it to my list of Vladis bad takes. Then you'll have to find me on the 1v1. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. I'm very unapologetic about the opinions I have about the game and its systems. You don't have to agree with me, but I find that particular part of the sports fishing to be atrocious. Let me see. Pet kill, or oh my god, the fish, I'm so tired I fell asleep, let me go get it. Yeah, it's just so stupid. Oh my god. Let me see. I'm okay with range. Maybe add a thing where you can reel it close when it doesn't say what to do, but it risks going faster to break the line if you reel it in instead of the fish revolution. Yeah, but I literally had a fish stare at me a full minute before it did something. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, right? Is like I've seen the fish just do some very odd behavior. But I think, again, I would rather have a faster or more unpredictable mini game of pushing the buttons than, oh, the fish is going out of bounds, let me get on my rowboat and head more towards the fish that's going out of bounds. Like, because I can't think to just push my freaking reel back to get, like, I don't know, like, to me, I think it's more of the realism of like how fishing works and how the game is interpreting fishing, which is just really irking me. Like, and that's where it's just losing. It's losing me. It's losing me so badly. Let me see. I don't know. I lost 4 gold today because of out of bound fish. It's not something I thought was fun or interesting. It's not, because it's a shit system. Like, or I wouldn't say it's a shit system. I love the system. It's just a shit mechanic. Like a fish going out of bounds is dumb, especially when you have no other recourse but to get on your rowboat and swim or row towards the fish. That's the only thing you can do in that regard, which is dumb. Like, I don't think that that's a good thing. Literally add a reel in button. You know what I mean? Like, make, and you can easily add that to the hotbar. You know what I mean? And have there be certain risks with reeling in the fish. But I don't know. Like, I think, imagine if you had real power, right? So you had, you know, if you don't have as much real power, then it's going to take a long time for you to reel in the fish. The more real power you have, the easier it is to reel in the fish. Like, to me, it's very simple, like to do something like that. And it makes sense. You know what I mean? That's another thing too, is that it makes sense. Let me see. Fish revolution. Try your best, select your bait, select your fishing pole. That's what I mean, right? It feels so weird. But I don't know. I want I do love sports fishing. I love it. I think it's a lot of fun, but I don't think that particular thing is fun. Like, I would rather have, again, a faster, like, if the fish is getting more and more harder or unpredictable, you can have the pushing of the button speed up or be very disjointed in the sense where it's like very fast and then it goes super slow and you're like thrown off by that. And then it goes super fast again, right? Like that to me is something I would rather have, like, as a mechanic to kind of get you off your pacing. Cause I feel like the mini game right now is a very predictable pacing, right? Like, once it goes left, right, left, up, down, left, right, hold, right? It's super predictable. Like, the pacing of it is super predictable. Like, I think if you want to have a very erratic fish, there should be things for you to make that pacing more unpredictable. That to me would be more fun personally. You see, for sure they can have someone that think of a fast way to detect the movement and disconnect them. I'm not saying to ban the accounts, just a fast disconnect. Feel like my lines are are kind of straight. Oh, you're talking about the whole like seeing a bot. Yeah, I completely agree. It's so easy to see them, man. It's the bot detection, especially in this game. It's like you just know. You see, there's the idea of the deep sea, with monster fish, and say let's add that to the game because you can cause it to fight fish for hours. Well, I mean, I think for adding like especially the tier 1 stuff, like I don't think it should be too crazy, but if you want to have some erratic fish in tier 1, I'm fine with that. But again, going out of bounds to me is just dumb. It's just so dumb. I just like going out of the boat by myself. Yeah, me too. I really like your content and watch all your videos, by the way. I feel like you give some of the better takes on Ashes, but I don't understand how someone can say there's no content or nothing to do when there is. It's very grindy and maybe not for everyone, but it's there. Crafting your endgame gear takes weeks. That's a lot of content. The Harbingers is doable. It's just very hard. No, and again, I kind of meme, but I've been enjoying the content. Like I said, like a lot of the content creators have asked me this. They're like, Vlad, how are you streaming the game every single day? Like, how are you having fun right now? Well, and I say, I'm a stay-at-home dad. My life is very stressful with 2 kids under 2. I like going into the game, chilling out and hitting rocks. It's fucking therapeutic for me. And I am getting progress. I've gotten aristocrat. I've gotten my journeyman bags. I've gotten to level 19 through just soloing and processing and gathering. I feel like this particular gameplay loop for me has been the most satisfying out of any phase so far. Like, no joke. I've been able to go at my own pace. I've been able to do the things that I want to do, and I've been doing it on my own terms. And I love that. So, but right now, like the content is, yeah, I'm making your gear, which I have been doing, and I've been enjoying that. But once you go into the real nuts and bolts, like there isn't as much PvP because right now there's a lot of problems with PvP in general. TTK, the fact that server performance is just atrocious. Even at 20v20, the server can't even handle it most of the time. And then of course you do have the Harbingers event, which they have fixed a little bit, but it's not even to the degree that players were, you know, wanting or even expecting from PTR. So yeah, it's very light in the content department, or at least what players would expect content to be. But I mean, in my opinion, I'm still having fun with the game. If I really wasn't having fun, if I was truly hating what I was doing, I literally wouldn't be playing the game. Because if you look back whenever I was still streaming during phase 3, I would just have it at this screen right here. And I would be doing something else on my computer while talking to you guys. Because this, to me, I would rather talk Ashes than actually play it. But here I am hitting rocks and enjoying myself because I am enjoying it. So yeah, game is fun, but content lacking. Yeah, of course. Maybe we should ask devs just to run around and gather resources all day. They will find plenty of bots to ban. Well, I think once we actually have like live GMs, like you'll be able to see them so predictably. And then especially on their back end, you just see all the hotspots, right? Of potential bot activity and just zip zap over there. Like as a GM, you can either fly hack, you can teleport. Like, bro, what was it during the PTR? I believe, Planetdorf asked me to help him go test, and I said, you know, hey, Planet, I'm here in game now. He's like, what's your name? And I'm like, Vladis. My character's name's Vladis. He's like, all right, I'm teleporting you. This dude teleported me literally right here on top, the very tip top of this mountain, at the very fucking top. And I sent him the fucking gif of the Family Guy skip where he was like, when they bite into a Klondike bar, he's like on top of a freaking mountain, and the other guy that bit into the bar freaking hits him with his own foot and starts eating him. Because that's literally how I felt in that moment. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, as a GM, you can do a lot of crazy shit. Let me see. We had a node war last week that wasn't too bad. 300 versus 300 over in the Jova region. From what I heard, it was pretty bad. I heard it was just like a slideshow fest, but I wasn't there to experience it, so I don't know. Let me see. I've been using the crate method to kill them and mess them up. Yeah, a lot of people have, man. I find it to be super satisfying to watch, personally. I know Flanker was doing it, and I saw Phantom doing it too, which was fucking amazing. So, I mean, it's great content. You know what I mean? I think it's great content. I enjoy hitting rocks too, brother. I work from home and smash Ashes rocks all day. Yeah, man. Like I'm having fun with the game, man. It has a lot of issues. It has a lot of problems for sure, but I enjoy being in the world. You know what I mean? As unfinished as the world is, I do enjoy being in it. I find the game to be very relaxing for me because, you know, I could go and play some kind of high octane kind of game like Arc Raiders or something. But the reality is, like, I just want to chill. Like, my mind is on such high alert. It's on, you know, and that's probably as a parent, you would understand what I'm talking about. But as someone who probably doesn't have kids and watching me right now, you'd be like, you know, like, oh yeah, I understand kids are stressful, but wouldn't you want to go play something more fun? It's like, bro, like when your mind is just on this level of everything, you want to be on a low vibe. You want to be doing something that's just super chill, veg out, listen to some good music, and just fucking kick back and do the simplest task possible. Like, and that's what I want to do, man. I just want to chillax, dude. Dude, that's so funny. I asked the devs to add a honey pot trap for the fly hack crate runners on that mountain, bro. I was so mad, and then like I tried to go down the mountain like through dodge rolling. I fucking died. I was like, I dodge rolled way too hard, and I just fell off the fucking cliff and died. And Plennon's like, "Where are you?" I was like, "Fuck you, dude." He's like, "All right, I'll be right there to res you." And then he teleported me to the right direction. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I mean, the other thing they can do too is and I'm for this too, like, imagine if they were just to corrupt, and I believe one of my viewers said this, like, if they were just to corrupt their account, you know what I mean, where it's like any character you make, they're just corrupted, all your characters are corrupted, and there's no changing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would be fucking hilarious. They did something like that. My man had the dodge roll of all time. Yeetus deletus. Pretty fucking much, man. Oh, dude, that was fun times. That was fun times. You can see we were catching more and more bot slash human players. Bots run on the regular account. Yeah, I would assume so. One of our guys clicked an interactable in Jova and was ported to the Badlands. Holy shit. Well, people, from what I was hearing, are leaving crates, like broken crates, on processing stations and getting people to flag at the processing station. Did you hear about this? And people were literally dying in town at the processing stations. That's crazy. I didn't know people were doing that, but apparently people were like trolling people really hard at the processing stations earlier. He spent like 3 hours exploring, nothing was there. Yeah, mostly just water. Yeah, it's, well, a lot of that stuff, all the assets are probably in the production realm and not in the live realm. So that's probably what's going on. Let me see. Trolling the cheaters is the better way than straight banning them. Yeah, that's kind of my thing too, man. Like, I mean, I think that would be really interesting if like they just realize like, why are all my characters corrupted? You know what I mean? Like, why can't, and they keep making new characters and they're just all corrupted. Like, every single time they make a level 1 character, that level 1 character spawns in corrupted. Like, I honestly feel like that would be so fucking funny. You know what I mean? And then maybe they get pissed off and then they, you know, they just buy another account, right? But I find it to be hilarious. And that's why I think, you know, well, why the fuck not? You know what I mean? Why not do that? Because then we will take care of it in game. We kill corrupted players. So, like, I don't know. Like, I think that'd be something to do personally. Like, if it's an easier thing for the person, for the GM to do, then why not? You're making content for us. You're getting rid of the botter. It's a win-win in my mind. Like, I think that would be, I think, hilarious fucking content, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's an easy fix. Disable dismantling packs inside city limits. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I think when it comes to crates, I think there should be a crate drop off within the settlements, and you can only, like, so once you go into the settlement and you try to drop your crate somewhere else, it'll say I'm sorry, I can't drop it here. Right. So I think that would be, I think, yeah, a very, very, I think you're right. I think that's something that they could very easily implement. So that way you're not having to like, fuck over players in that regard. Again, there's a lot of risk reward. There's a lot of other things that people can do outside of settlements. Like, I don't think you need to add that kind of a game loop for players personally. Do you get flagged the second you interact with the open crate? No, not the second, but I mean, again, if you're going to the processing station, right, and a lot of the settlement stuff is kind of laggy, you think you're opening the processing station, but in actuality, you're opening the crate, and the crate opens within like a second. It just goes boop, boop, and then it's open. So I feel like that's going to be the thing that, you wouldn't really recognize in the in town, which is why people were just basically getting hurt with that, with that exploit kind of thing. 1 second, my mouth is getting dry. Oh man. Yeah, so once you open it, you're flagged. It's not like an ash pile where you get flagged. So no, you do. So because you're at the processing station, depending on which processing station you're at, as soon as you get flagged, basically like those guards come out of nowhere and murder hobo you. So yeah, as soon as you go combatant, usually just turn into a pile of ash. So people were literally losing like their, like, again, whenever you go into a processing station, you tend to have a lot of good shit with you, right? And so when you die, you lose like 25% just right off rip, and then you have to go and get your other 25%. So like that's a hard, that's hard. I know I would be fucking upset if I was going to process my zinc ingots, and depending on which rarity of zinc ingots that I'm going to go process, like if I had, because then to process a zinc ingot, you need raw zinc and you need the zinc fragments. So if I lost my zinc and my zinc fragments, like that would, all right, I'm logging off for the day. Like that'd be my thing. I'd be like, I'm logging off. I like picking up ashes in town. So the original owner loses another 50%. Well, that's the thing though. If you loot the ash pile, you yourself become combatant. So I don't know if you would want to risk it looting an ash pile in a settlement, because then you'd be flagged and then you'd probably insta die from the guards. So I would be very leery on doing something like that in town, because you don't want to fuck yourself up in that regard. But I don't know, man. I was just talking to my wife today about this monthly live stream on Friday, and just kind of talking about like the sentiment lately, and I just feel like they have a lot to prove in this live stream, man. Intrepid hasn't had the greatest track record of doing impressive January live streams. Like if you're in the community, you probably know this, but a lot of January live streams aren't the best. And so I feel like there's just a lot they have to do in this live stream that I'm just really nervous if they're going to be able to tackle all the things that players want addressed in one stream. But all I can do is hope so. That's all I can do. Let me see. This is not a game to make it to full release, and if it does, it's going to be dead. I mean, that's your opinion. I think in my opinion, I don't think so. I think if it can make it to full release, and actually visualize its systems in the way that players want it to, I think this game could actually be very successful. But I think the big caveat there is to the player's degree, right? Is this game going to be rushed? Are we going to be missing a lot of systems? Are systems going to be in a state of unsatisfaction from the community? Like, I think there's still a lot of question marks, right? But to say, almost definitively, like, oh, this game's going to be dead if it makes it to release, it's like, I don't think so. I think this game probably have a smaller audience than a lot of MMOs for sure, but I don't think it'll be dead on release. That's for sure. Let me see. If you're level 25, it's worth. Sorry, King. Like, what are you referencing? Like, is it, if you're saying if you're level 25, it's worth killing a player like in the settlement? I'm just want to be sure like what we're talking about. So when they respawn to come they expect to lose half, but then there's nothing left for them. Well, yeah, I mean, if you loot your ashes, like I said, like you can't loot a ash pile now without becoming combatant. So what should they say or show off to give hope to the community again? I think, well, this whole roadmap thing that they talked about, like, I don't know how much of a roadmap it's going to be, or my thing is addressing the concerns. People have concerns right now with like the Harbingers update and the event and how it's kind of dialed right now. I think players have concerns with PvP being completely almost non-existent in the game. I think right now PvE content is severely lacking with POIs, with potential revamps on the Riverlands, the Anvils, a lot of the other biomes. I think people are having a lot of economy issues. People can't make magical gear. People can't make medium gear, heavy gear being very predominant because there's just more recipes. It's easier because of mining. Like, will they be able to address all these issues? Will they be able to talk about them in a way that's satisfactory towards the players? Like, this is what I'm hoping they do. But they also have to address it in the sense of patches, right? Like fixing it and doing that stuff. Stealing an ash pile in a city. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're level 25, I guess I would see the point in probably stealing it. I would think if you're a rogue who can grapple onto like the top part of a building to where you can't get hit by a guard, I think that's probably the best place. But I'm just saying, like, be careful looting an ash pile in the settlement, because those guards will very much try to attack you and could potentially one-shot you. So I'm not saying to go and start looting ash piles in the settlement and be like, well, Vladis told me to freaking loot the ash pile and then I just died instantly. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like why I'm saying that. You see, everyone's going to experience everything in the game before the game is actually released. And by that time, everyone is going to be done with it besides a few dedicated guilds. I don't think that has anything to do with it, because there's going to be a lot of servers that are going to open up, and the people, like, not every single server is going to be infested with every single guild that knows exactly what they're doing all the time. And there's many games in early access that people know the game, quote unquote. That to me is like, I think, a level of mystery that I don't think that Ashes is going to have, for sure. But at the end of the day, people don't really care for mystery. What they more so care about is a good game, good systems, fun systems. And I think if Ashes can nail that, I think it's going to be okay. If it doesn't nail it, then I agree with you that it could very much die, because any MMO lives and dies by two things: its combat and its content. If one or both are lacking, that game will probably more than likely die. And that's what tends to happen in the MMO space. Either the game has really good combat, but hardly no fucking content, the game dies. If the game has pretty good content, but the combat sucks, the game's probably going to die. So Ashes, in my opinion, has pretty damn solid combat for a tab target game. It needs to have compelling content loops. If it has true PvX that is engaging in an alpha, and we can keep that engagement and that fun evolving and growing, I think Ashes has very much a shot to survive in the space. But it's not just saying the words, it's proving it into the actions, right? Looting ash piles for me isn't about gaining anything, it's about making them loose. Worth the XP debt for the salt farming. You would do that, brother. Let me see. New World had good combat but terrible content for PvE. Yeah, and that's what I mean. And the game died. I mean, look at the stats. Like, if you look at the stats of when New World launched to where it ended up becoming, the game didn't start to grow, like, truly, until that last major patch where they finally announced they're shutting down. Like, go figure, right? After 4 years post-launch, they finally started to get shit correct, and then they announced that they're going dark. Like, such a fucking shame, you know? But it's the reality, man. Like, MMOs take a long time to evolve and to make, you know? So, let me see. Thank you for being a voice in the community. It's important to give feedback, especially if you have an audience to help improve the game. I'm personally worried that they're starting to go down a typical path of dwindled resources, rushed content, and a lack of support / communication. I'm hopeful that they will give some content or some context / feedback. But it's so easy to live stream or tweet no status addressing the issues with substance is concerning. Yeah, and that's what I mean, like PR 101. Yeah, and exactly. And I think they have to do some heavy lifting in regards to giving feedback and how they're addressing the community, because it's not just addressing the players that have been here for years and years and years. You're now addressing a brand new community of players who aren't familiar with the Ashes ecosystem. And you have to, sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, sorry. And because they're trying to, and because they went to early access, sorry, they have Steam's audience now looking at Intrepid. And I always prided myself, in Intrepid of their communication and how frequently they communicate with us. They've had fumbles for sure. I mean, this isn't the first time they fumbled the communication. You see, again, I appreciate keeping the conversation front and center and using your voice. Thank you, brother. Like I try my best, man. Like I am passionate about this game, and where there's passion, there comes frustration, right? And I am very much frustrated with like how the game is, and even though I am having fun with it, like there needs massive improvements. And I think in addressing this in this live stream is so detrimental. Like it's so important. Like I can't. It's so paramount to keeping players long term, because even if you quit momentarily, even if you decide to take a break and go play somewhere else, at least you can hear them say like, hey guys, we're listening to you. We've seen the feedback. We're actually pivoting. We're actually doing the things that you say, because we were going to go in a different direction, but based off of what we've been hearing over the holiday season, we decided to take a different approach this time. And it's because of you guys. Like that's all you need to do. Like that's all you need to do. Gunnar Wolf, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. It's very sad because they usually are very good at communicating. I don't know if it's January curse or the Steam release. I don't know either, brother. But like I said, I think, you know, I just hope that they do a good job in communicating for this live stream. And I get Steven, like I said, and I've seen Steven get very personal, like on live streams, and be very heartfelt, and like, you know, like when they've missed the mark in communication. And, you know, I always know that companies always try to improve and get better and everything like that. And, you know, again, even my very limited contacts that I have at Intrepid, you know, I know they are very passionate people that work there. So this is why, like, I always try to keep it respectful. But, you know, as a gamer and as a tester of this game, like, I'm going to have my ups and downs, right? I'm going to have things that I'm really cool with, and I'm going to have things that I'm not so cool with. And I think the level of communication this month was just not good, in my opinion. And again, it's not just me. Like, anybody can go into the Ashes of Creation Discord, look up the word communication, you know, in the search, look up the word or the phrase radio silent, and just see in this month, like, how many people have talked about communication and talked about silence in, you know, in this month. This is a very, you know, real thing that the community has been going through. Greg levels of communication. Think for the time of words is over. All they can do is prove it in their work. So I'm definitely of that opinion too. Actions will always speak louder than words, but words are still important when players want to hear them. That's the thing. Like, you have to do both, but when you're not giving the words and you're being radio silent on it, like, it makes us feel invalidated to our concerns. So you do need to do both, in my opinion, especially in a game that is supposed to be open development with open communication. Like, if there are game issues happening, you have to address it in a way that is all inclusive to the community, right? Like, That's how you would have to properly communicate to your base. And I just feel like right now, like the communication just has not been good in the sense of like the game issues. Like, have we got like, cause if you go look, I challenge you right now, go to the Alpha 2 news and look up the communication regarding the game. Anything regarding the game, not the ban list, not RMT or botting, the game and game issues. And let me know what you find in regards to information on that. Because there really isn't. And in my opinion, I think, you know, coming into the new year, like it would have been nice to show, you know, there is a lot of things that we've been seeing throughout the community as far as like the community concerns. These are the big ones that we saw, and we're going to address them in our monthly live stream in January. That simple phrase would have gone a enormous way. But you know, and again, Stephen and Margaret have both communicated individually on the Discord general chat. But to me, that's not including the greater community. No one's going to go and look up Stephen's specific Discord messages or Margaret's specific Discord messages. Like an average early accessor is just going to be waiting for like an internal or external messaging, whether it's through X, whether it's through the Alpha 2 news, whether like some broad, hey guys, you know, no one's going to be sleuthing around the Discord. Like that's just not how an average person works. Let me see. I hope they change their tone from banning accounts to banning individuals. I remember some forums and games back then when they banned people and not only accounts. That's what's best for the game long term. I completely agree. And it's, to me, I feel like it's pretty easy to gauge with certain bits of information. But sometimes, again, ban evading is a very real thing that players do. So I feel like because of how community centric this game is, if you know this person was banned in your guild and you know that he purchased another, you know, key and this is his name or whatever, report him. Hey, this was a person that was previously banned. This is his new account. I know this because of X reason, and this is the proof. Go and ban him. Like, do it. Again, this game is going to be very community centric. Like, I would do that 100%. Let me see, free YouTube content going through chat history and getting news out to the public. Or even just say, hey, we are working on these fixes and exploring these options, but it's literally nothing. Yeah, I know that's the thing. Let me see. Also keep in mind that organized PvP options will also reduce the griefing. They grief due to boredom. Well, yeah, they grief because the systems are broken. And there isn't any incentivization to be combatant. Again, I think a very simple option would be to flag manually with buffs. Like if I can willingly flag myself as a combatant without needing to hit a player, and now that I'm a combatant, I get these special privileges and buffs. Hell, you can even make it to where as a mayor, like in Jova or whatever, any citizen that is willingly flagged as a combatant gets even more buffs or gets better buffs, you know, within my ZOI, and only within the ZOI of Jova that a Jova citizen gets better combatant buffs. But outside of Jova, you still get, you know, the combatant buffs or whatever. It's super simple. And that alone, I think, would provide great incentivization of PvP. Because people want like better luck. People want better experience. People want like better loot. And if you can get better drops, better quality materials, faster experience, I mean, hell, I think you would sign anyone up for that, right? So there just needs to be more reasons to be flagged out in the open world is my thing. And I think once you see enough purple players around, it's going to be to where you're passing a white player. You know what I mean? Like, just because I see a purple player flagged up, like right next to me, doesn't mean I have to attack them. It just means that player's looking for PvP. And I'm not, right? Like I'm choosing to be non-combatant. This person is riding right next to me, being a combatant, and we can both coexist, you know? And I think the more people that you can find flagged, the more opportunity you have to like, hey, that person's flagged, I'm flagged, let me battle them or whatever, right? And that's how you have that natural PvP out in the open world. But there just isn't a reason to do so. And you can't even do so because you need to hit a player in order to become combatant in the first place, which I think is a really dumb thing. I think again, it should be an option for sure. Like if you want to be more safe about being combatant, then it should be defaulted in this way. But if you are a more PvP centered or oriented person, there should be an option or a checkbox in the UI to just toggle on your combatant status whenever you choose to do so. Like that's my thing. So I'm very passionate about this because I think it's better long term for the game to do so. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep those. True, there is no reason to flag besides crates really, which is just people bullying solo players to steal crates. Need some big reasons to PP over things. Well, exactly, right? And I think Nice, and I don't know if where Nice got it. Maybe he got it from like someone else, but I saw that it would be really cool. No, it was Nice. Now that I'm thinking about it, because during the round table with me, Nice, and Zyback and Lude Lloyd, he mentioned like if you would be able to add named mobs that once you hit them, you go combatant status. Like that's another really great thing for them to do too. Like if they want to add certain unique mobs out in the world that as soon as you tag them, you automatically go combatant status, or maybe mobs have a particular combatant ZOI, you know, like a world boss would have, right? So if you're in the vicinity of like Firebrand or Tumok or, you know, whatever kind of world boss, just being within the vicinity, it will automatically flag you to combatant. Like, I think that's also real cool too, because it would provide really cool like PVX dynamics in like the PvE mob side to PvP players, like wanting to get the loot. Like all of that I think is extraordinarily important and fun. Let me see. Flag should get bonuses to luck and experience. 100%. 100%. Give farming, mining, gathering, lumberjacking proc drop rates a nice buff if you do it while flagged in the lawless zone. Yeah, like I said, to me it's super easy to come up with these reasons and incentivizations to like have more meaningful PvP. Let me see. Hey Vladis, do you know how to process the corrupted stuff from the Harbinger area? Brother, I have no idea. Excuse me. Sorry if you heard that. Um, no, I have no idea, brother. From what I heard, a lot of the corrupted stuff doesn't do anything, or like there isn't a way to do anything with them. From what the last I heard, I could be wrong, but that was the last I heard. Beam flag gives you an extra 2 inch, an extra 2 inches. It is known. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I think it's gonna be very interesting to see what this live stream is gonna bring as far as information goes, because I think this for a lot of people that I've heard, this is gonna spell a lot of like what's going to keep them engaged for the next couple of months, you know, because I've heard this. I've heard him say like, Vlad, if this January live stream doesn't address any of my issues when it comes to X system or X thing, or, you know, if they're tone deaf on these things, or if they don't even mention this thing, I'm just going to take a break, or I'm just going to quit entirely. And I can't blame a person for doing that. Like, it's like, hey, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Like, all I can say to you is, I know you seem, or you are upset now. And if they don't do or say anything to address the specific concerns that you have now, I would still stress to you, as someone who is passionate about this game, to come back later and just check it out. You don't have to play it, but just check out the status of it. Come check out my stream, come check out other streams, wherever, just to see if that particular system or if that particular thing has evolved or potentially like just gone now. Like maybe that friction point is now eliminated, or maybe the system just got greatly improved. And then, because again, I feel like time does heal all wounds eventually. And no matter how mad you think you are right now, stepping away for a couple of months, coming back, you're going to be so clear-headed about the game that even what you thought was like such a massive big issue to you 3 months ago, like doesn't seem that big anymore. And now you're looking at the patch notes like, holy shit, they added a lot of fucking cool shit. I'm going to go and play it again. You know what I mean? Like And I think as long as you have that mindset, I think it's just gonna be very healthy overall. Let me see. What do you want them to talk about or address specifically in the live stream? For me, I have a lot of economy things personally. Because we already talked to death about bots, about RMT, the ban list. Like, I'm kind of done with that conversation personally. Like, again, very big issue, very big thing that we need to address, but I am just done talking about cheating, bots, and all that stuff. Like, I want to talk about game issues now. And to me, I want to talk about the UI. I want to talk about like artisan stuff. I want to talk about the artisan talent trees. I want to talk about, you know, marketplace UI. I want, like, that's the stuff that I want. Like, I want stuff that focuses around the economy and getting, you know, hunting, right? The new hunting rework, right? Where the hell is that? Having more carcasses, gained, a better hunting rate, spawn rates, you know, magical gear, you know, like all of the crafting stuff that's just very, you know, a reduction in materials required. Because again, I think some of the materials required for certain things is fucking insane. And I understand, like, they want it to be, you know, very costly, right? They want it to feel like, you know, it's going to take time. I get that. I'm not saying that I want shit to take like, oh, you can make like 5 pieces of gear in like a couple hours. Or it takes 5 hours to gather, like the materials you need for 5 pieces of gear. Right. But I want it to feel like better than what it is right now. I'm having fun with the game, or I'm having fun. The game is fun. It's such an unfinished state. So hopeful for the future. Yeah. Dark Hill, dude. Honestly, like I think the Bones of Ashes of Creation is really, really good. It just needs some work, and it needs some, like, you know, TLC basically. And that's what they're trying to do. And, you know, I think we're all here in trying to leave our feedback to make it the best it possibly can. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you can already process the corrupted shit. You just got to bring it together to the purifier, and it counts as any material in that rarity. It'll be a good system once it's in and working. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Right now, but where and how, I don't think any meaningful walkthroughs are out right now. Get on it, Vlad. Brother, I have to get there first. Like, I can't make a walkthrough of a Harbingers thing when I'm not even level 25. So, I mean, I would say the only person that I can think of right off the top of my head that would probably know this answer would be Flanker, because Flanker has been level 25 forever. And I'm sure that he's done a lot of the corruption shit in regards to, like, you know, the gear and the Harbinger stuff. The only other person I can think of outside of that is Dusty. Those are the 2 people that come to my mind. I don't know which server you're on, but in my server, you can process corrupted shit in Winstead and Jova. There's a purifier there. Haven't done it, but I also heard of people doing it. Yeah, I have not heard about it because, again, I'm not doing that shit, so I don't know. Let me see. I want to hear about the native we've come through a portal to this land and basically started genocide against everything on the planet. How do the minnows feel about this? Why is Firebrand so evil? Why do we always kill? I give no shits on the lore. I've never cared about the lore in Ashes of Creation. I just care about its systems. It's the same thing in WoW for me. Like, I remember when I started Vanilla WoW, I skipped every single quest. I honestly still to this day don't know what Vanilla WoW was even about. I don't even know what the real story was going on in Vanilla WoW, and I played WoW for 20 years. So I've never really cared two shits about story most of the time. Like, I'll play a game all day if the systems are good. But I mean, not saying that I do enjoy a good story. I think the story in Final Fantasy 14, because the story was more front and center in Final Fantasy 14. SWTOR was another good one too. SWTOR, man, I went this Sith Marauder. Man, that storyline was fucking great, man. I love the Sith Marauder storyline in SWTOR. That was so much fun. Let me see. I think a lot of their systems are black and white. Then they should be Scholars, IG, PvP crates, etc. Hey mate, ready for my daily dose of drama? There's not really too much drama going on right now. I mean, depending on who you ask. I think right now, like, it's just a matter of just hurry up and wait kind of thing, right? I think right now a lot of people are just waiting for the live stream. We want to hear what Intrepid's going to say, what they're going to show, what the intent is of the future, what this next major patch is going to be. potential roadmap for the future. And I don't know how that's going to be. I'm very nervous about that. So, WoW has lore. Yeah, right. Does it have lore? I have no idea. Let me see. 100% agree. I paid $300 years ago and have gotten my money's back already. As always, hope for the best, but expect the worst. Enjoy the small things because it might be gone tomorrow. Yeah, I think honestly with Ashes, like I feel like my 375 that I've gotten so far in the year that I've played so far, I feel like I've gotten my money's worth too. I played a lot of this game. I haven't played to the degree as many players have, but I don't regret that I haven't played it to that degree yet either. Like I said, I've really enjoyed my time, and you know, I that's why I want this game to succeed, because like I feel like this could be a game that I could play for fucking years, man, years, and have a fucking great time playing. Let me see. Skill trees. Then not a word since. I'm sure it was still going to be implemented, and it's not just interesting. It's not as appeared in game. Yeah, probably because they're still trying to figure out like shit about it. That's the last I heard. Agent Imp is my all-time favorite. Or Imperial Agent is my all-time favorite. I never played that one, to be honest with you. I only played the Sith Marauder, and that's all the time I had for in SWTOR. But yeah, it was really good. Yeah, good stories are nice. Most of them, I play, I ignore them and grind. Yeah, me too. Like, I think if the story is good enough that calls for it, then I'll do it. Like, honestly, the reason why I did it for Final Fantasy 14 is because I played Final Fantasy 7, I played Final Fantasy 8, I played Final Fantasy 10, I played Final Fantasy 10-2. So I love those stories. And so like when I kept on hearing about Shadowbringers, I was like, okay, I gotta, you know, I'll start Final Fantasy. And I think I started Final Fantasy literally when everybody started Final Fantasy, which was in 2021, because that was the great exodus of World of Warcraft because of the fucking Shadowlands debacle. Well, not even that. It was more so the breast milk debacle and the sexual allegations. But yeah, man, dude, Shadowbringers was an experience, man. That was, I know many people don't like Final Fantasy 14, and that's fine. But for me, as someone who grew up and played Final Fantasy 14 for the first time on PlayStation 2, I just love Final Fantasy titles, and I think they create such great worlds. And Shadowbringers did not fucking disappoint. Not with its visuals, not with the music, not with its villains, nothing. It was the most perfect expansion I've ever played ever in my fucking life. It was so good. You see why I love MMO sandbox over MMORPGs. Hate things being locked behind quests. I should be able to level how I want. Quests, gather, craft, PvP, whatever. Yeah, I think honestly too, like, and this is why I think Ash is creating this sand park kind of game is going to be really, really good. Because right now, like, there really isn't any quests, and I've been mainly leveling the game through gathering and processing and a little bit of grinding on the side. Like very little grinding. But and I've been doing it the way that's the thing I appreciate about this game, is that I've been playing this game the way I want to play it. And that's what I love about this, because when I played in phase 1, I didn't really play how I wanted to play it. I played it how I played the efficiency route. Oh, this is the efficient way to play it. And that burned the fuck out of me. Like, that kind of dwindled a lot of the future in phase 1 and even going to phase 2. And I feel like they made a lot of better strides in the sandbox element in phase 2, because in phase 2 they added to where gathering actually gave you pretty ample experience, and so did processing. Like, that was when those changes came in. And then I felt like there was just like it became a little bit more multifaceted in that sense, which I really, really appreciated. They need to release a roadmap, which doesn't need dates. We just need to know what's the order of things they plan to release, and if players think it's something wrong, they can listen to the feedback. Exactly, that's kind of what I want too. I don't want any dates, please, for the love of God, Intrepid. Don't post dates, any dates, not at quarters, nothing. Just, hey, what I would do is I would just post the patches. Hey, for patch 0.19, this is the things we're kind of focusing on. For 0.20, these are the things we're going to focus on. For 0.21, these are the things we're going to focus on. We don't know when those patches are going to happen, nor do we need to know when those patches are going to happen. All we need to know that this is what's going to be contained or somewhat contained in these patches. That's what I want to know. And I don't really need to know about the dates, because I think dates just ultimately disappoint people. Because we all know, you know, we can say all the fucking buzz phrases of Ashes is a moving train, you know, subjects or dates are subject to change, like, you know, yada yada yada. Like, we all know the fucking drill. Final Fantasy 14 is good times. Is more of an RPG MMO with more story. If people don't like to read quest or lore, they're going to get so much less out of it than they could. Oh, for sure. Like 100%. I've told people this. Like, if you're not interested in story, there's no reason for you to pick up Final Fantasy 14. Like, Final Fantasy 14 goes good when you are expecting the story and are sitting back and willing to listen to the story. But if you're not, you're just going to skip, it is going to be probably one of the most unpleasant experiences of an MMO that you're going to get. All right, why is Marketplace so crappy? The UI is so bare bones from what I heard from older players of previous from previous tests. Is the same since then. Well, no, actually it wasn't. If you just saw the first iteration of the Marketplace, that was fucking atrocious. What we have is a lot better than what that was, but what we currently have is still pretty bad. So yeah, that's the thing too, is like, I'm curious when we're going to get like potential, you know, UI changes to Marketplace, to processing or crafting, or hell, even like when you sell to somebody. I hate the fact that whenever you're buying from a vendor, you have like a little cart, right? That when you're buying shit, but if you're selling something, oh, you got to sell it one at a time. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so dumb. Like, why can't it work both ways? You know, why does it have to be, oh, you have to sell one at a time if you're selling, but you can buy like 12 things at a time, you know? It's just stuff like that, right? Like, it's just little things like that. Let me see. But dates are delicious, stuffed and chopped with almond and cream cheese and baked with some honey balsamic reduction on them. No, dude, dates are never nice. Let me see. But people get upset when dates aren't met. So it'll stop. It'll be nonstop negativity. Exactly. Yeah, the same Marketplace since it was the release. One or two improvements so far. Honestly, there's so many things wrong right now. But I can live with it a little longer. Yeah, I think right now, like, there's just a lot of shit that they need to get addressed and fixed and worked on personally. You see, it is still rough, but better than was. Original Marketplace was so bad, couldn't even search by items, only by store description. Yeah, I know that was what I remembered of phase one. Like, that shit was for the birds, man. That shit was for the birds. I did not like that. What do you mean buy one at a time? So whenever you go to a vendor in any settlement, you can buy like from a vendor, like it has like a cart, right? There's like a little UI. So like you can select, oh, I want to buy like, you know, 20 rations, 40 rations, 80 rations, you know, whatever, right? When you're buying something from a vendor. But if you're selling something to a vendor, you have to sell each item one at a time. Like, there isn't a cart for selling stuff to the vendor. There's only a cart for buying stuff from the vendor, which is really fucking annoying. So I don't understand why you can't make it both ways. You know what I mean? How is it you can buy from a vendor all these different items, but you can only sell one at a time? Like, that's what I mean by that. Also, I hate that it stacks 20 limited. I'm not sure if you get a buff based on your citizenship, but I never got my rank up myself. I have up to aristocrat, and you only get up to 20 stacks, which I think honestly is not good personally. But I think depending on bag size or whatever, like, you know, because I feel like sometimes you need so much shit. Like, as an example, if I have 250 basalt or 250 zinc that I want to make into fragments, I have to do two separate purchases basically to buy the smoldering ash for the processing person or the processing station. Like, why can't I purchase 250 ash like from one window? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's little shit like that just gets kind of, it's those little tediousness. It's a death by 1,000 cuts, right? Because if you decide, like I said yesterday, like if, oh, you're level 5 in your weaponsmithing, well, guess fucking what, dude? You have about 300 to 400 more shields to make, bro. So go fucking make them. And you clicking all those clicks for 300 times is not the most fun. So it's just shit like that that has to change. And I feel like once we start evening out a lot of those little frustrations, it's like it's done forever, basically. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if we can get some quality of life now, like why not? Because you're going to need to put it in eventually, you know? So that's my thing. Let me see. Even if it separates it into stacks of 20 for the listing, it would be nice to buy in bulk list. Yeah, 100%. Oh, trust me, I'm level 22 in weaponsmithing. Yeah, so you know the whole shield making debacle stuff. It's not fun. Like, and so there's like crafting that needs work and adjustment in the UI. There's the marketplace that needs craft and adjustment in the UI. There's like a lot. Like hell, even in the freaking the journal UI like needs work, in my opinion. Like I feel like the commissions and what's considered to be a commission, what's considered to be a quest, like how this is supposed to be a quest right here. This isn't a commission, you know, but yet it's not considered it's considered a commission, but not a quest. Like these are all commissions. But I mean, there's just a lot of UI shit that needs to be worked for sure. Also, we can get a list. If we can get a list more than 20 items on the market board, wouldn't it be great if we can queue up more items to be sold when the item slots are free? And also having more information on the lowest on average cost item costs while hover over it in the market. Well, I would love if 20 things was at like commoner, and the higher rank you are in the settlement, the more shit you can sell in the marketplace. Like I'm an aristocrat. I should be able to sell 60 items in the marketplace if I want to, because I have the highest status in my settlement, right? So if you care about economy, if you care about the whole buying and selling shit, that's a great incentive for you to like increase your reputation with the settlement. Is if you want to have more potential sell spots in your marketplace, shit like that. It's to me, it's like very easy. And this is why I would love to talk to the economy team, because I feel like, there's like a lot of no-brainer solutions to things. And I'm just curious as to like, if they have those ideas, if they don't have those ideas, what ideas they do have, like what direction they're wanting to lean into, just stuff like that. I think new content is more important than quality of life, to be honest. I agree with you partially. The reasoning why you need quality of life is because you can't strangle your testers knowing that this test is going to be happening for at least another 1.5 to 2 years. And traditionally in alphas, you don't do quality of life until the end, but you also don't have a persistent 24/7 alpha that's going to be 2 years long too. So yes, you need to do content, but you also need to put in quality of life stuff too. Because again, just like I mentioned earlier in the stream, Intrepid wants to say this is a life service game, but also in the same sentence say, well, this is also a literal alpha. Those conflict with one each other. So because they conflict with each other, you have to kind of look at it in both angles. You can't just say like, well, alphas, you can't do this. It's like, well, yes, but it's also a life service game right now. People have paid money to, test this live service game. So like, that's how I see it personally. It's really disturbing that those things have not been revamped after all these months / years. It's not new features. It's really small and easy changes. Like, what the fuck? Well, I think honestly, because probably like from a developer standpoint, they have bigger fish to fry, but I think these changes are important and I think they are needed. Not saying they have to do every single little itty bitty thing, but I don't like the mindset either of, well, they would have to make new content, right? Because in my opinion, the UI team isn't really in control with new content. The UI team and the graphics team can go and look at all the current UI shit and how they can improve it and make it better. Like, and that to me is a job they're going to have to do consistently. And the new content is going to come from teams that aren't a part of the UI team. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, I feel like you can have both. Maybe not all the time, but you can do it. Let me see. So many cool things to implement, from easy to small things to complex ideas and solutions. Yeah, no, that's true. That works if you live in Jova. Can't buy, sell in my settlement. Ooh, well, that sucks, man. I never played an MMO before. I want to get into it, but this is the only one I'm looking forward to, and the Riot MMO too. Well, the Riot MMO is not going to come out for a while. Just putting that perspective, probably 2030 plus. But Ashes, if you enjoy the older school, like, you know, Arcade, Lineage 2, Final Fantasy 11, you know, kind of the more sandbox kind of games in the past, like, I feel like you'll like Ashes of Creation. But right now, I think there's just a lot of stuff that could probably deter you. And I would always suggest to come back later and play it when it's more full. And right now, I think it's serviceable to some, but to a lot, it's not. So I don't know if you'll find yourself within the smaller niche community of it being serviceable to you. But I would just rather you have a better first time experience than getting into it right now, personally. Let me see. No, I consider this an alpha. It's way too lacking in a lot of departments. Me too. Like I said, I know some people like to put the whole early access tag on this game, but to me, it's alpha, like full blown alpha. Let me see. Play a free to play game without spending any money. See what's out there. Not saying Ashes isn't good. Just saying that it's the more experience, the better. Yeah, like I would definitely play. Just, you know, try Albion Online. I have not played Albion Online, but if you like Ashes of Creation, Albion Online has a pretty good community in there from what I've heard, and it has a lot of PVX systems similar to Ashes, so that could get your feet wet and just kind of get your appetite growing for Ashes of Creation. But Albion is a full loot MMO, so I'd be very wary about that. But, you know, yeah, just play other games, you know, or just watch streams, watch content for it. You know what I mean? Just kind of sit back and wait for the content to evolve and get better, you know, whatever it is you want to do. And we see, I didn't play prior to Steam, but heard that we had items in previous alphas that got that were removed. Weren't they that bad? What do you mean by items? I'm just curious as to like, I'm just curious as to like what you're talking about, because I feel like I read it and I'm just like kind of confused. Things aren't balanced, things are missing, etc., etc. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are balanced, not balanced, adjust. There's so many things that need a whole bunch of work. Mechanics. Trying to think of what mechanics would have been there but are not there no more. AKA heard more PvP options in previous versions. Well, so caravans still exist the same way they did before. The problem is that crate system got introduced, and it's better to do a crate than a caravan. So it's like, in comparison, the crates are just too strong in comparison to caravans. So I don't think stuff got removed. I just think stuff got outdated, and there's just a better way. And I think people want crates nerfed and caravans buffed, which I agree with. Lepro, do you think? Thank you so much for the hydrate, man. Oh, my voice was getting fucking ban evasion for Botter. I think there's people that have been ban evading. I've been hearing people say that there's people that were banned that are playing Ashes of Creation currently. And then I believe it was let me see, hold on. Ashes Moments had a thing. Here we go. Hold on real quick before I... Okay. I'm going to put it back. I don't think I showed this on stream yet. So this is Ashes Moments on X. Permanently banned players can still play Ashes of Creation. Additional clarification has been provided by the community team about the ban evasion. If someone has their Intrepid account banned, it is not against TOS for them to create a new account. What are your thoughts about this policy? So this is the screenshot right here. Hi, Mara. If someone has their Intrepid account banned, it is not against our terms and conditions for them to create a new account. Hopefully people choose to follow our EULA on U accounts. If you do see someone in game breaking the rules, please report them through our support. Can you clarify what ban evasion would be? Considering it's not against our terms to create a new account, I don't know if I can clarify ban evasion for you in this situation. I had a quick conversation with our support team, and if you want to follow up, they would recommend doing it through support. If there are any issues, having done through support helps us keep things documented on our side. So people are, you know, kind of just going up and saying like what's going on. And so if you see here, Warrior put, you think players learn their lesson and isn't going to cheat again, like WTF Intrepid. And then 30 Forge says, cash money bitches. Let me see, community posted. The policy is fine from a business standpoint. If someone wants to spend the money to buy another account, then it's good for business. I think the solution would come in-game moderation and banning actively, but it would require more money, and this would allow players to access the resources in-game and also get money for the company. As the policy stands, it doesn't really seem to fix the problem without supplemental efforts. So, I mean, basically, this is the whole thing of the whole ban evading. And to me, I've always been of the philosophy of ban the player and not the account. Like that was my thing. I want the player gone, not just the account. And I think this position seems kind of like, wow, okay, that's kind of crazy. But at the same time, like I said, if a player wants to play Ashes of Creation, they will find a way to do it. And this is why I said, if you have a person that's been permanently banned, like report their new account, like report the proof you have. You know what I mean? You are so right. It's frustrating right now. And many things related to nodes looks very bad, poorly designed, which are some. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the stuff for settlements too is also very frustrating. There's a lot of mayor stuff. There's a lot of settlement building stuff. There's like the buy order stuff. I mean, there's, again, this game, if you're super passionate about it, like myself, this game is like a death by 1,000 cuts, because there's just so much stuff that you can think about and it'll just make your head spin of all the issues and problems that they have. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Oh, great. So the support team will respond to you in a month instead of just being clear on that post. Well, I think the post was pretty clear. If you're permanently banned, it's okay to buy a second account. Like that's what I got from that post. It's not against terms of service. All they said was, we hope that you follow the rules on your next account. But again, and this is the frustrating part for many players. It's like, this is why you still have botting and all these other major MMOs still happening to this day. Every big MMO has a botting issue. You just don't normally see it, but it's still definitely there. And I don't know what Intrepid's going to do to truly handle this outside of live GMs. Like, I don't know. And I feel like live GMs, like, I think most people think that live GMs are going to like put like an immediate stop overnight kind of thing. I don't even think that's going to happen either. Like, I mean, I don't know what the process is going to do, or how quick the process of banning someone live, like how quick and effective that's going to be. Like, I don't know. Like they would have to get their shit like in order first. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Ooh. I like it. They can be more strict come full release. They can be. They can be. It's like I said, this whole situation is going to be, it's going to be, I think, hard for them to swallow, but also us as the community, it's going to be hard for us to swallow too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be frustrating, you know, but that's why I say, if you know that a certain player was permanently banned and you see them on another account, report their account. You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. Fucking report them. Why no gatherer's green salad? What is that? I made food. I have, or it's technically not food. Gatherer green salad is so Gucci. I have this. I have fresh salad. I'm sure many of you guys are looking at me like, oh, Vlad, Poor naive Vlad. Purposefully doing it hard. Not being so efficient. Yeah, that's for sure me right now. Let me see. Top guilds protected by Intrepid as usual. All they did was take out a few small bots and they got more money. Hit P and go to cooking. Cooking is processing. Okay. Fresh. Is it called fresh? Is it called fresh green salad? Or is it just called green salad? Or gatherer's green salad. Oh, so this is the one that gives you quality. Gotcha. Okay. I mean, does this... Maybe it's me, but I don't really think quality is worth the fuck right now, to be honest with you. I really don't think it's worth anything. I think it's more so like a mind thing. I do. I don't know if it's good. Let me see. It's buffs. Gathering quality can usually find it cheap on marketplace. Definitely need that. I don't know. Every time I've heard the conversations of quality versus spoils usually wins. Like I've actually seen the opposite, where the more they gain in quality, the less higher rarities they end up getting. So I don't know if that's real. Oh my God, forget this stupid basalt. I'm looking right into the soul of the China, India, and Venezuela botters. Ban the buyers, ban those dudes. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like any person that's botting, like they should be permanently banned. But I think they should put in the stuff in place, like hardware ban, Steam ban, all the fucking bans, like all the annoyances. To like, there's no sense in making it so easy for them. What was that? So easy for them to come back, right? Like that's my thing. Like you can't make it that easy for them just to come like, oh, right back. Like, you know, you permanently banned my account. Well, shucks. I'm just going to buy one for $50 and go right in back into the game. Like it shouldn't be that easy. Like you need to make it progressively more and more annoying for them to get back in the next game. Like that's what you need to do. So just my opinion. You don't need to ban whole countries, just ban IPs, VPNs, hardware. It'll fix at least 50% of the box, in my opinion. Yeah, that's what I mean. And I think those are good measures. Like you need to keep making it increasingly more and more and more annoying to ban botting. Or to ban the botter. Ban the RMTer. Because I think a lot of the MMOs don't actually do those things. Truly, I don't think they do those things. I think they do the things that are potentially easier for them, like back-end detection tools, but probably don't even really invest into like hardware, software, any kind of real banning, because it's like it would be very costly usually. IP bans are useless. See, but I think to me, IP bans aren't useless towards someone that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Yes, to a professional RMTer, absolutely useless, for sure. But to a person that downloaded an add-on or some like bot detection tool that thinks they're going to be cool and gets away with it, like I don't know if I think the IP ban would actually like deter that person. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so again, I would assume that the IPs change. VPN or VPNs. I mean, yeah. Like, but my whole thing is that you still need to add certain things that are annoying because not everyone's gonna have a VPN service. I don't use VPN. I don't have that program. You know what I'm saying? And so I think an average dad gamer who purchased some shady fucking add-on to GM hack into a game isn't going to get a VPN specifically to play that game again in a banned account or from a banned account to another new account. You know what I'm saying? So again, when it comes to the professionals, all of those people I'm pretty sure have VPNs that they use, right? So again, I agree with you, but I still think it should be a thing. Like, I don't like the idea of, oh, well, they can do it. Well, let's just not do it at all. Oh, they can get around hardware bans. Oh, let's just not do it at all. Like, I think that's dumb. Do everything. Do, you know, the more things that make it annoying for players, do it. There's no reason to have our front door wide open just because, you know, oh, well, it's like saying, like, why should you have a lock on your door? People can get around your lock. Okay, so should I just not have a lock on my door now? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's like you still need to have protections. You still need to do it because even that will deter people. You know, you can't just fling your door right open and be like, well, I was going to buy a door lock, but people said they can get around that. So I guess I'll just not do anything at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just kind of idiotic to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they still need to put in preventative measures. I thought we were done talking about, yeah. I mean, people ask about it, right? So I just give my take on it. But like, for me, I'm just so like about the whole bot stuff and the whole like RMT stuff. It's just like, I feel like we've been talking around these subjects for like weeks already. You know what I mean? Like, ever since like early access started, it's been, you know, that's such a fallacy, brother. If IP bans can stop 10% of the cheaters, it's already worth. Yes, that's that's how I feel about it too. That's how I feel about it too. I think if it deters at least even that much, it was a good investment. Let me see. Crazy Strawman now. IP bans don't need to be permanent, just 1 year. Well, I'm just saying, like, I think people get into this thing of like, oh, well, people can bypass that. Oh, people can get around it. Oh, and it's like, in my mind, it's like, I understand. Like, I've had this whole conversation with Grok about this. Like, I wanted to educate myself in like all the potential ways that people and ban evaders and people that are professional RMTers get around these things. I understand that they can get around it, but that doesn't mean that you can't make it that much more difficult for them in this title compared to the other titles. Because you have to understand, in Lost Ark, in Throne of Liberty, in World of Warcraft, and all these other games, it's like not even hard to get into the game after a potential suspension or whatever. But if in Ashes, it's just so fucking annoying to like get back in the game. It's like they're going to look at their cost analysis of like all the games they RMT for. And they're like, bro, we make so much more fucking money on these other titles. Like, why are we fucking wasting our time with Ashes when it's fucking us up? Like, and making it like not like as efficient as these other titles. Let's just fucking cut Ashes out. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, and if buyers are actually scared to buy fucking gold, you know, it's just going to starve out the RMTers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it to me, it's just a better way to go. Sorry, Vlad, I was responding to a friend in chat saying IP bans, VPN bans is useless. Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem, man. Let me see. There are better protectors, like actual decent anti-cheat system. Well, I don't know how effective easy anti-cheat is. Apparently it's like a joke. I don't know. I know Riot uses the Vanguard. It's like their Vanguard anti-cheat, which requires like a server restart or like a computer restart to like do or whatever. Like me personally, like I kind of don't care. Like what, I'm not going to fucking cheat. So for me personally, like I don't give a shit what, if it's a better anti-cheating software, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I personally don't care. I just want it to be to where it's easier on the back end or easier for the company to find these fuckers and get them out of the game. That's it. That's all I fucking care about. I don't want cheating in the game. I don't want RMT. I don't want botting, but I understand on some level that's going to exist. It just is because it exists everywhere. You know, look at the gold prices. AOC player base is 50% of what it once was, and gold has become 50% cheaper on third-party websites. These bans have done nothing. Yeah, I mean, I feel like when it comes to RMT, it's a hard thing to combat. Doesn't mean that we should just stop combating it, but it's going to be a hard uphill battle for sure. This is why a lot of companies have stopped fighting it. Like they've actually just threw up their hands in the air and said, fuck it, we're not dealing with this shit no more. Let me see, anecdotal for sure, but I agree, RMTers are usually professionals. However, there's a lot of cheaters that don't RMT. True, and there's still a lot of dumb cheaters too. You know, I mean, again, there's a lot of people that cheat thinking they can get away with it. You know what I'm saying? And if they do it once and they get burned, they're like, well, fuck. You know what I mean? Maybe they won't do it again. You know what I'm saying? Those people do exist. So I don't know. I'm not an advocate of the whole, well, we should just not do it because there's ways around it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. There are other ways where you can also maybe have a tracking system of items and flag certain anomalies. Yeah, I mean, like I said, backend tools are very much needed and need to be done. Gold is cheaper when less people are buying. They want to entice people to keep spending. That true. It's actually the opposite. When people buy it, it gets more expensive as supply goes down. Well, yeah, and honestly, when there's a lot of people buying, they increase their prices usually. Anytime you see a lot of people or a lot of these RMT websites with like very enticing prices, it's because they have a lot of supply and no one's fucking buying, so they're trying to lower their prices so people can buy. That's usually how that works. Let me see, how expensive is it to implement IP bans? Exactly, it's basically free. Same for hardware bans and VPN detection. The more barriers, the better, regardless of how big they are, my guy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they should just fucking do all of it. I do agree with Vlad to some degree, though. The more costly and more annoying it gets for cheaters / RMTers, the better. Exactly. You need to make it annoying as fuck, like annoying as fuck, because if you don't, then you have your door wide open and it's going to be this fucking, oh, I'm banned. No, I'm not, bitch, because I have another account. Oh, I'm banned on that one. Oh, I got another account. And it's just going to be so fucking easy. But the more they're like, I'm on my fucking 8th computer because all the other 7 are hardware banned, IP banned, you know, Steam banned, like, you know, whatever the fuck, like, they're just gonna be like, you know what, fuck Ashes of Creation, I don't even want to deal with this shit. And it's just gonna get to the point where, because you have to go in, right, as an RMT, or if you're trying to make a lot of money, you got to go in and play the game and get the shit to sell it to people. But if it's increasingly getting harder and harder and harder because you're having to like either switch out your computers, you're having to switch out your hardware, you're having to do this for one fucking game. And believe me, RMTers usually do not just RMT one fucking game. And if you're fucking up their flow with the others, they're going to say, well, you know what? This game is just not worth it because I make more overall concentrating on these games. I just thought I could make some extra money with this title, Ashes of Creation. Turns out, fuck no, it's not worth it. I'm going to go somewhere else. And that's how you usually, you know, start cutting down the RMT, like in my fantasy mind. But, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take off. I've been streaming for over 2 hours. Let me see. IP bans are rarely used. That's your opinion and not a fact. By the way, worked in security and it's 100% false, but maybe you're just misinformed. You see, honestly, I've never worked in any of that stuff, but like I said, I love having these discussions with you guys, man. Cause like, I think honestly, like, you know, in my Ashes gameplay and what we've been doing here, especially like, you know, within my community, these conversations have really put like a more healthy perspective on my gameplay, on the future of the game, on its future systems, like what you guys are looking for, what I'm looking for in the game. Like, so I just want to say, like, I really do appreciate every single one of you guys that come in my chat, and has a real dialogue with me, because it really does, like, these 2 hours just fucking fly by for me. And by the time I know it, I'm like, damn, I gotta get off already. It's already been 2 hours. You know what I mean? So I really do appreciate that, guys. And if you're brand new here, my name's Vladis. I stream Ashes of Creation, or I try to stream Ashes of Creation every single day for a couple of hours here on my channel. If you're watching me on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know, follow me for any kind of, I will have a video hopefully coming out on Thursday. Excuse me. And, but yeah, just if you want to stay up to date with talking and being in a part of my discussions here on the streams, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on Twitch, hit that heart button, keep you up to date anytime I go live on Twitch. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Let me see who is currently streaming in the Ashes category, and I will send y'all off to someone else. Oh, look, Golden Tavern. I have not rated them in so freaking long. We haven't been on at the same times. So I'll go send you all to the tavern. Y'all go have a great discussion. They're probably talking ashes right now. So I will see you guys later.